Let's look into one more example. So this time we are going to run a getting started container, the Docker getting started container from Ubuntu instance, EC2 instance that we have created. So we call that instance as a Docker server. So from that machine we are going to run Docker getting started container, and we will access that container application that is hosted inside that container through public IP of the EC2 instance, the Docker server, and the port that we have mapped with the container. Okay, and then after the accessing it, we will inspect the container once. That's what we are going to do in this exercise. Now let's jump into the exercise. For that I have to take, so clear the, okay, clear the screen. So at this moment I have Docker images, two images, nginx and hello world, and Docker ps, four containers which are running. So 8080, 8010, 8020, 8040, and on the browser all four are still up and running from the same server. Okay, so this time I'm gonna use 80, that's it. So I'll pull docker, pull docker getting started image. So using default tag latest, so it's pulling from docker getting started, it's been pulled. So now let me check docker images to list the images. You see docker images, you found docker getting started with a latest tag, and this is the image id. So now let me run it. So docker run, and the first thing that we are attaching is a name. This is documentation, document container version 1, and detached mode and port mapping 80 of the host machine with 80 of the container. Then name of the container is docker getting started. So let me execute the run. So the container has been built, you can see that here. So now I say docker ps. There are a lot of containers, but where is mine? Yeah, document container version 1, that's the top one. So public IP we need to take, and then port of 8, host port is 80. So let's access it first, and then we'll see what's going to happen. For that I have to enter, I'll take the same IP. Let me cross check the public IP once. Yeah, public IP remains same, and then port is 80. Copied, open a new tab, paste it. Default port is 80, I don't need to give, but still I will give 80, and let's see what's gonna happen. 80, and click enter. That's it. That's it. You see, 65. You have accessed this application from or through internet using Docker container. This application has been hosted. So let me get back to the source code, PPT once. 1, 3, 2 exercises. Yeah, if you see here, one layer would be base image, and after that you have to attach an application code layer. Okay, so that's what we are seeing here. This is the application code layer. This is what the application is. So this application code is will be attached in one layer. So when you run it, we are going to see that application, and we are able to see this application, and we can move across this application. The complete web application has been stored here. using bind mounts completely. A brilliant one. Multi containers. How do you connect with the multi containers? And if it is MySQL, then how will you do that? So you can attach your environment variable. So your MySQL root password, then volume, bind mounts, and MySQL database name. This is the database name. Okay, this we are going to do. This we are going to do anyway. Okay, so this is the detailed documentation, but we used Docker container to run it, and we have run it successfully. So let's create one more container with the same image at the different port. So Docker run, everything remains same. This time I will give port number 70 and version number 2, rest all remains same. Container has been built, Docker PS, Docker container version number 2 and port number 80. So let me get into the browser again and copy this and paste it here in a new browser and remove this and put 70. That's it. That's it. So from the same server, how many containers are running? You see, 6 containers are running from the same servers, up and running, still up and running. That is the power of containerization of applications. This is the power of containerization of applications. Okay, so now we have seen these are up and running. Now if you want to inspect, use docker inspect, and it is docker getting started. You can see that each layer, various layers, so these many layers are present in that. And working directory, if you want to see, this is the working directory. Just remember this working directory. When we log into this, when we enter into the terminal, we should automatically log into this. Okay, let's do docker exec it. Okay, name of the container is mm, docker. No, this is, what is the name of the container? Docker ps. It's docker, oh, document, sir. Docker exec it option, and it is document version 2. I will do that, version 2. Okay, sorry, my mistake. So bin and bash. What's the issue? A runtime exec failed, unable to start container process. Exec bin bash stat, no such file, or docker exec it container name. Okay, let me give just ls. You see that bin dev. Let me click, let me say pwd. We should get it present working directory of that. It's in root directory. Okay, so in root directory you have all this media, mnt, and srv systmp user var. So it means it is a miniature ubuntu or debian os, or either ubuntu or debian os, and that's also been proved even with this also. So let me clear the screen and let me get back to the ppt. So with, even with the third exercise, we are able to prove the same things. So this is what we have done. In third exercise, we have run a docker getting started container, and we have exposed it to the browser, and through browser we have accessed the same application, and we have gone through that application.